Super random, but Apple might have just come out with the best wireless microphones. So you might not know, you can actually now use your AirPods as wireless microphones. Hold on, so this is just the audio straight off the iPhone. And now we're on the AirPods Pro 3s using the AirPods as wireless microphones. And some people are saying that these are just as good or better than your DJI or Rode or Hollyland wireless microphones. So today I'll show you how to do it because it's a little tricky, it's a little weird. And then I want to compare the AirPods Pro 3s to the non-Pro AirPods. And then the Maxes, I don't have much faith in these ones to see which one's better. Then I want to compare these to the other usual suspects of wireless microphones to see how they kind of compare. Does the noise canceling work or help or make it worse? What are the limitations? And does this work with anything other than just your iPhone? All right, now I'm gonna show you how to do it because it's a little bit weird, and yes, this is a very attractive angle of me. So in order to get this done, what you actually need to do is first put your AirPods on, connect it to your iPhone, then pull open the camera app. Once you have that open, then you go Control Center, and then see this green bar up here, click that, and then from there, you can choose your input microphone for the camera. So you can choose just your iPhone, or you can choose the AirPods Pro 2s. And there you go. Now, all you have to do is just hit record, and then you're using the AirPods as a wireless microphone. Pretty easy, pretty handy. Although that seems kind of clunky how it's done. I feel like Apple, you could maybe clean that up a little bit. Let's find out, did Apple just make the best wireless microphones? All right, let's start with comparing the different AirPods and seeing if there's a difference. This is our baseline straight from the iPhone, no wireless microphones. All right, now we are on the AirPods Pro. So how does it sound? Does it sound good? We can go anywhere because this is a wireless microphone now. So we can move around. I'm actually curious, how far can you go? Okay, quick test how far we can go with these and that they still work. Also, don't want to get hit by a car. We're like, I don't know, maybe 10 meters away, 15, 20 meters. Does it still work? Did it cut out already a long time ago? Here we go. It's a beautiful day out here. Last warm week of summer here in Toronto, it seems like. I don't know, I'm like pretty far away. It's gotta be like 30 meters or something at least. If it works that far, I don't know why you would ever need it to go further than that. So coffee's delicious. Metropolis, if you're ever in Newmarket, come hang out. Film club, gonna start film club where we watch movies together. If you wanna come watch movies together in a full theater, that's gonna be film club or some. I haven't really figured out what I'm gonna name it yet. All right, that's the distance test. How was it? But yeah, how does it sound? All right, now we are on the AirPods 4. These are not the Pro. These are actually my favorite AirPods because they're just so tiny. Like, this case is so small. I don't really like the foam in the ear as much, even though the new ones are really, really nice. Like the quality of the sound, all that incredible. So yeah, here is the sound from the normal AirPods 4. Again, we can walk around. Let's see if there's any issues. How does this sound against the AirPods Pros? Okay, and this is a fail because for some reason you can't connect the AirPods Maxes. Maybe because these are like the non-USB version. Maybe with the USB version you can actually connect this, but yeah, this is kind of meh. Honestly, I was expecting these to be really bad anyway, so I think that's okay. Plus, this just kind of looks ridiculous. I don't know about you guys, but just from my initial kind of listens, the AirPods Pros and the normal AirPods seem very similar, which I wasn't expecting. I thought the AirPods Pro 3 would be like way better. Interesting. What did you guys think? Obviously the Maxes failed. I swear I saw somebody test the Maxes though, so maybe the USB version you can do it, but not the lightning cable older Maxes you can't. All right, so let's compare them to some of the other wireless microphones that are out there that you can plug straight into your iPhone. Again, this is baseline test of the AirPods Pro 3s. Yes, that's the name. So many names you gotta remember sometimes. Yeah, here is what that sounds like. All right, now we are on the DJI mic 3s. What are we on? 3s, whatever the newest ones are. This is what that sounds like. Now, I am plugging that into the phone using another piece of gear. So it's a little bit unfair, I feel like, but also, yeah. still kind of an interesting comparison. Now I just connected this DJI wireless microphone to the iPhone with the Bluetooth, but it didn't give me an option to like choose this as the audio. So I don't know if this actually works. If not, that's a bummer. I wish that would work. Apple, DJI, whoever needs to make it happen, that would be really nice. Yeah, it didn't work. That's unfortunate. This would have been very handy instead of having to plug this whole thing into the iPhone. All right, this is the Hollyland Lark Max 2, kind of the competitor to the DJI. They also have that little like headphone thing that you can put on. Where is it? You can put on these headphones and then you can hear what's going through the wireless microphone. So like if the person you're interviewing or filming is like farther away and you can't hear them physically, you can monitor what they're saying, what they're talking about wirelessly. Very, very nice Hollyland. Yeah, this is what the Hollylands sound like. All right away we're seeing or hearing that the AirPods aren't quite as good as using the DJI wireless microphones or the Hollylands. I'll also say that the Hollylands, the part that you plug into the phone is really small. So this is handy if you're like trying to use your phone for doing videos and you're thinking about what wireless microphones to get. This is very small compared to having to plug this whole thing in. Now, what I'm curious about is, does it make any difference if you are using noise canceling or the transparency mode? Does that, translate to there being a difference to the audio? So we're going to play some street sound. So this is with the transparency mode on, and then we're going to try the noise canceling. Let's turn that on. All right, now we have noise canceling. Does that cancel out any of that busy street sound, or does it sound just the same and this makes no difference at all? Because if it does, that's a pretty cool little thing to know. Like if you're in a really busy place and you need to record quickly, you want to make a social media thing, an Instagram thing, whatever, and you just want to record it on your iPhone, then you pop on the AirPods, you're in a loud place, put on the noise canceling, great. If not, then it doesn't really make any difference. That's back to transparency mode now. Does that make any difference to you guys, or is it always the same? Obvious to you guys at this point, but it didn't make any difference. Unfortunate. All right, let's talk about the limitations. Obviously, you've heard the sound quality isn't quite as good. That's a little bit annoying. The one thing also is that you look like a bit of an idiot, sort of, having these in your ears and talking. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, people do this all the time and we're fine with that. So maybe we're fine with that also in our ears. But I feel like that's a little bit of a limitation. The audio is also on auto. There's no way to like change the levels or anything like that. But maybe I actually like that. I know a lot of audiophiles will just go like crazy, like you don't want control. But yeah, I don't know. The auto on a lot of cameras and things does a really good job with audio nowadays. But I feel like the opposite is true here. It's not the limitations, it's how convenient it is. Like I carry around these AirPods in my pocket always. This is like I have my wallet, my AirPods, maybe mints or something in my pocket. I'm keyless nowadays. I don't have keys, but these go with me everywhere. That's why the case is a little bit worn. And so the convenience of using this is so good, and the audio is a lot better using the AirPods than just the microphones in the iPhone, even though that audio is pretty decent too. But like if you're in a loud place or if you're far away, it's gonna be a little meh. Actually, there's one more interesting test we could do, which is comparing the AirPods Pro audio to the iPhone audio, but using these like audio effect things. I don't know if you know, but you can like change your audio essentially in post. So they have the in frame, which is like whatever's in frame, it's gonna be just dialing into that sound. Anything out of frame, if it's like background noise or whatever, it's gonna cut out. Studio makes it sound like podcast microphones, or as much as possible. Cinematic, I think, is like, it's not so isolating just the voices. It's taking into account the ambience, the other sounds, but also kind of narrowing it down, but also just enhancing your talking. So let's do that test also with the stuff that I already recorded, and you tell me, was it any better, worse? Is this a whole stupid test to find out that actually this is not smart? Okay, quick comparison here. This is the AirPods 4. I'm about, 10 feet away from the camera. Here is standard audio just from the iPhone. This is the in-frame option. So this is like a post-processing that you can do for the audio. This is the studio option. This should make it kind of like a podcast and cut away a lot of the noise and all that stuff. And then this is the cinematic mode. Now, I'm not sure if this one's going to do much of a different thing because there's not really that much sound in here right now. Now, the last thing we can talk about or think about is, does this work in other cameras? Now, unfortunately, you can't just you can't connect this audio to your Sony or any Bluetooth audio. You can't connect it straight to your camera. I don't know if there's any camera right now that can do that. That just seems like a no-brainer. Sony, Nikon, Canon, everybody, that just being able to connect these little lav mics straight to the camera and have to forgo the whole receiver part, that would be incredible. That's just that's a great selling feature. And everybody kind of seems to be making these and have these. These are very abundant right now, these little wireless microphones. I feel like every company literally has one now, but you can't just go straight to it. You need to get the little transceiver, you need to plug this in, and then you can use this, which is, it's just fine. It's not that hard, but it'd be great if you could just go straight into camera like this. Now, there is these action cameras like the Insta360 X5 that actually can connect straight to the AirPods and record the audio. So let's do that test. But yeah, unfortunate that we can't do it on other cameras. All right, now, so actually I just realized that the X5 can do dual track audio. So it's recording both the audio from the camera itself, which is a nice comparison, and then the AirPods Pro audio, using the AirPods Pro 3s as wireless microphones. How does this sound? Is this stupid? Because yeah, if this, again, you don't have any wireless microphones and you're just you're out there with your X5 and you want to get some nicer audio, does this make it better? Or does it not make any difference? And this whole video was a complete waste of time, and I apologize, but sometimes I'm just very curious and interested, and I want to find out because I hear of oh, that could be really convenient and really useful if it's good. And now we kind of know that it's useful and convenient, but not as useful because it's not as good quality as I thought it would be. But yeah, it's still an interesting feature. Good to know. Alrighty, that concludes my test with the AirPods as wireless microphones. It was a little bit lackluster, could have been a little bit better, but still, yeah, interesting findings. This is how you learn. This is how you get better at filmmaking. Ooh, I have such a hard time with not scratching these. I luckily did not scratch it there. Luckily, you can also replace these. That's nice. But yeah, this is how you learn. This is how you get better at filmmaking. You test things, you try things, and then you figure out techniques that work really well for you. I did not pick my nose there. It was just really itchy. It's still itchy. So yeah, I apologize. All right, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this. I've made another mess, as always. Is it just me, or is it just This is a part of filmmaking right here. There's always just a mess of stuff. I want to test this, powers. I want to do so many different things, and there's just not enough time in the day. This might be actually one of the next videos soon. Why I got the FX6, which is like an old cinema camera, but I still think it might be one of the best cinema cameras for most people. Also, for all you people that are like, yeah, iPhone, Android's still better, we're gonna put them to the test. I have the Pixel, the newest one. I have the Samsung S25. We're gonna put the video to the test because I think photos, those are easy to manipulate. Video is much harder to do. So I wanna test the iPhone with these guys and see who is actually the best at video. Who has the best cameras? Because everybody's claiming it, but yeah, I wanna find out for real. All right, bye guys.